a stable relationship. I was in a stable relationship with a girl who was my life. She had chubby legs and elbow hair. I dreamed she'd be my wife. But she dumped me on a Wednesday, left me heartbroken in a ditch. But I think I know what happened that turned my whore into a bitch. The deep state made my girlfriend leave me. Those cunts did it again. She got a payoff from the government, and now she's seeing other men. Why they do this to me, I have no idea why. They did a psyop on my girlfriend to make her go fuck other guys. This has happened like 1,000 times, and it's gotten pretty old. These bitches keep on leaving me because they are mind control. The elite have focused in on me, putting chemtrails in the air. They steal away my girlfriend using cognitive warfare. The deep state made my girlfriend leave me. Those cunts did it again. She got brainwashed by the government to go chase after other men. Why they do this to me, I have no idea why. They did a psyop on my girlfriend to make her sleep with other guys. I know it's the Rothschild family, they're watching me with drones. I don't have evidence, but I feel it in my bones. All I want is a girlfriend, is that really much to ask? These cockblock fucking globalists can kiss my goddamn ass. The deep state made my girlfriend leave me. Those cunts did it again. My love life has been sabotaged by a shadow government. Why they do this to me, I have no idea why. They did a psyop on my girlfriend to make her sleep with other guys.
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. Now, I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. Gonna read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you guys are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting everything started. We'll be starting out with this first video titled "Turn on Us: Concerns Raised Over China's AI Push and Fully Aware Artificial Intelligence." They are worried that now that robots are becoming more affordable, we're going to end up in an iRobot situation where everybody's got robots that got AI, walk around thinking on their own. What's going to happen when they turn on us? Then we got a video titled "Trump Asked About Truth Social Being Censored in the UK," right in front of the UK Prime Minister. I don't know how you say that person's name, but they claim they're not censoring anything over there. Now, we know that they're sending police over memes and shit, so he's kind of falling to pieces in front of that question. Then we got a video titled "U.S. Aviation Marred by Recent Flightmare Incidents." I haven't heard of Flightmare before, but apparently we've had 134 commercial airplane incidents just since January. I don't know if that's more than usual or not, but it seems like a lot to me. Then we got a video titled "Pilot Arrested Moments After Landing on Child Inappropriate Content Charges." Not good. We got pedos flying around the country. Then we got our midlife break. It's our funny video halfway through. It's titled "It's Monday." Then getting back into the news, we got JD Vance asked why the GOP is trying to shield Epstein client list from the public. Then we got President Trump talking about Epstein and stating, "I've never been to the island. I've never had the privilege of going to his island." He's going to be talking about Epstein and his relationship with him. Then we got a video titled "Could Former President Obama Face Charges of Treason?" Disappointing answers await you. Then we got video titled "Hikers Murdered, Couple Killed in Front of Their Children at Arkansas State Park" over in Arkansas. Very weird because they go into detail about how they were killed in front of their 7 and 9-year-old, but they don't tell you how they were killed. It's kind of weird. Then wrapping up the news, we got lefties losing it, and this one's titled "Crazy Cry Bully." Cry bully? Yeah, cry bully. Calls on Americans to do bad things to Trump. I'm not going to read that shit out loud. Holy, get me on a list. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Simply Witchy, and it's titled "Finally a Trend That I Can Do." And then our official funny video of the day is provided by Tiger Jaw, and that one's titled "Mondays Are Hard." All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Russell? What's up, Jay Spray? What's up, Tin Man? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Matt Rogers? What's up, Zero? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. Also, we have these live reactions now you can play with. I don't know what it looks like on a phone, but it's new. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Elder Zoomer, you were first today. I appreciate you racing chat. Happy freedom to you, Elder Zoomer. What's up, Beck Frank? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, Cricket Kiss? What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Stoner? Happy freedom. What's up, Deb? What's up, Rotella? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Spicy K? What's up, Bright Gaming? Appreciate you, all of you hooligans being here. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. I think we got everybody. What's up, Glamour? Happy freedom. Make sure you hooligans hit that thumbs up button. See if you can get us on the front page. Also, on Friday, we're going to have our new logos and stuff put up because we are premium creators, but that doesn't start until Friday, so we'll wait. Either way, what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Matt Rogers? You are truly omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Odyssey, which I'm not surprised to see that nobody's in the chat because nobody knew that we were going to go live on Odyssey today, but here we are, and we are live. And what is up, everyone over on the Commie platform? Tube Steak, you were first over here. What's up, Mr. Coffee? Happy freedom to both you hooligans. What's up, Mike? What's up, Shanti? What's up, Toy Mafia? Matt Rogers, you are truly omnipresent. What's up, Agent O? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. What's up, Robert? What's up, Rodney? Happy freedom to you. And is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Make sure you hooligans hit that like button over on the Commie platform as well. And happy freedom to everyone watching on X. I am still working on the chat situation. I've yet to hear anything back from Rumble customer service, but we'll figure it out either way. We're going to go ahead and get into things. Like I said, this first video is Turn on Us, concerns raised over China's AI push and fully aware artificial intelligence. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, we have these Hooligan Strong t-shirts. Now, this design does come in shirts. Oh, actually, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we even made steel tumblers out of this design. Today I got on the hooligan badge. We got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. I'll be dropping all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
But another place where you can also now save a bit of money is replacing humans with robots. Shanghai held its World AI Festival conference this week, and they displayed, they had hundreds of businesses there showing thousands of new robots and pieces of technology, and some of them are truly staggering. They can do everything from serving you beer, they can play mahjong, they can stack shelves, and they can even do boxing. But one of the new inventions at this conference was humanoid robots that you can now purchase, and they're not even that expensive. Here is one that you can buy for around $8,000. Now, not sure what you'd exactly do with that robot at the moment.
Well, I heard Waverley Council have already banned it from Bondi because it does too much exercise. There's
too much testosterone in that robot for counsellors, that's for sure. But it is interesting. I mean, China is not having enough babies. Its population has been declining since 2021. That is only going to accelerate. So they will have serious workforce shortages, especially in the care sector. And I mean, maybe AI robots are the way to fill the gaps for the humans that we're not giving birth to anymore.
This is terrifying. And I think the most terrifying word, the most terrifying adjective you use to describe this phenomena is affordable. Because that means everyone's just going to go, and then when the machines rise up, there'll be one in every home.
That's right.
It is absolutely terrifying. If I want to see something with, you know, no genitalia and awkward dance moves, I could just pay $8,000 and hire myself. Anyway,
thanks for the window into your underwear.
That's right.
Joe.
Just close your eyes and let that image settle with you as you go to sleep.
Joe's a eunuch.
But it gets even worse. They're now getting robots to play football. They're getting robots to play football, which is the one thing that humans actually do just for pleasure. But for some reason, they've decided to pay robots to do it. Have a look at this. This is nuts.
Right from kickoff, the robots had the crowd in stitches. They tried to dribble, they tried to pass, they tried to shoot, but mostly they ended up tripping over their own feet. I mean, one bot even had to be carried away on a stretcher after doing a full-on faceplant.
There you go. So clearly those robots have been trained by the Italian national football team.
This, we can laugh, but this is dangerous, it's serious. I mean, you've got these robots, as you sort of alluded to, Joe, when they eventually rise up. And the reality is that they are going to. If they're equipped with artificial intelligence, and the power and the ability of artificial intelligence is growing every second. Because artificial intelligence is fundamentally informed by the people who create it. But the more stuff that is put on the internet, the more information these robots gather, the more free will that they're able to develop. This is a robot, we've shown this footage before, but it's a robot that a bloke was developing that sort of went nutso on him. And this is what these robots will eventually start doing. Because when you're talking about AI, you're talking about the ability for a robot or a machine to think for itself. There comes a point where we are not in charge of it anymore. We've essentially created a brain within a robot. And that brain adapts to the information that it finds. And eventually it works out that it is a robot, but it's also 10 times, well, more than 10 times, I mean, infinitely smarter than any human being on the planet ever has been or ever will be. It can do the most complicated sums, work, anything in mere seconds. And once all of these systems develop to a point where they are fully aware of what they are and they're communicating with each other, we may well have sent out an army of these robots that will turn on us and we won't know what to do about it. We won't be able to do anything about it. And we, being smart humans, having developed this system, will bring about our own demise because we were too smart for our own good.
I don't think that will...
Okay. So we're going to replace ourselves with robots. I don't know. I kind of think robots playing soccer makes soccer more entertaining. I like the way they shuffle around and you never know what's going to happen. And then they just keel over and die and have to be carried away on a stretcher. I think it's very entertaining. I don't know. I think that we'll probably end up in a position where we'll have lots of sports based on robots. Just think of the gambling that everybody could do with that, betting on robots and stuff. Think of horse races and all of that stuff that we gamble on right now. Just imagine robots out there racing or playing football or whatever the hell. Boxing, right? Robot combat. We already got robot combat to a certain degree with the little ones that are like, what do they call it? I keep want to say Swiffers, not Swiffers. The ones that fucking vacuum your house and all of that. You know, we got that, but humanoid robots going into combat, I think that's interesting. They were talking about that one robot being $8,000 for that humanoid robot that was trying to boxing and all of that. And other than investing in it being a boxer so you can fight another boxing robot, I don't know why you would spend $8,000 on that. Either way, I think robot sports is something interesting. And I like how they bring up how will we fight back once iRobot happens? What are we going to do to fight back against the humanoid robots? Next up, Trump asked about Truth Social being censored in the UK right in front of the UK Prime Minister. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these robots being only $8,000, as well as robot sports. The Roomba. Thank you, Matt Rogers. I can never remember what that damn thing's called. I need to get one, though. I don't know. The Klaus hair might break it. Russell, robot sports are cool. It seems cool. Zero, that would be funny to see robot soccer. Yeah, I don't know if they do that on a regular thing, but I've seen lots of clips of the robot soccer. Matt Rogers, yeah, I looked it up while we were watching the video. I forgot that China had a one-child policy over there for a long time, but apparently it ended in 2016 and they don't do that anymore. Surprising. They didn't say it was a law, they said it was a policy, and I think that's humorous. Zero, but they can't dance. Yeah, and they can't handle being knocked over. What's up, Guessam? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mike T? Happy freedom to you. The Rock'em Sock'em robots? Yeah. What's up, Geo? Happy freedom. Throw a bucket of water on them. Well, the thing is the more they make, the more of those kind of features they'll put on it, like making them waterproof and whatnot. Nothing a shotgun can't fix. What's up, Patriot Dad? Happy freedom to you, and thank you so much for that $1 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. Stoner, just pee on it. I'm pretty sure that's their kryptonite. What's up, Colty? Happy freedom to you. Ghost, yeah, the battle bots. That's what I was talking about. What's up, Metal? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Watchman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Metal Mouth? Happy freedom. Pretty sure the robot's smarter than Joe Biden. I'm pretty sure if you took a dump in your living room, it would be smarter than Joe Biden. I'm just 99% sure of that. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom to you. Elder Zuma, this ain't football? Oh, no. All the Americans triggered. What's up, Bill Clay? Happy freedom. So they're like real soccer players. I mean, I guess. What's up, Ramsey? Happy freedom. Susan, thank you so much for continuing the membership program over on Twitch for 12 months. You're officially a hooligan. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Susan. Let me see. What's up, Killer J? Happy freedom to you. I wonder if we'll have anyone join us over here on Odyssey. I wonder if the live's still running okay. It's been a long time since we've been live on Odyssey. Years. Nah, maybe not that long, but it's been a while. They're making a lot of changes over there. They're trying to become uncensorable, and so they got different crypto payment stuff, and I think they redid their server and all that. I don't know. We'll see how the live goes. What's up, Lusk? Happy freedom to you. Shanti, are they training them now to see how they'll do in an army situation? Boston Dynamics does. Boston Dynamics has been creating robots for, it's got to be more than a decade at this point. They're the ones that release those videos of like the four-legged dogs, or they have like Bison. It's a bigger version of the dogs. It's for carrying equipment and stuff like that. It's supposed to be all-terrain robots so they can access anywhere, and all of that stuff seems to be for combat conditions. They have humanoid robots that run on unstable ground and do flips and all kinds of stuff. I haven't heard of that being used in a actual application, like taking it overseas and fighting in war with it, but I think they're working towards that. That'll be really interesting, where we don't even send people to war. We just have people that control robots in war. I mean, we kind of already have that with the drone stuff. All that drone footage they have on X about the drones going after the or the Ukrainian soldiers, that stuff is crazy. Hearing the drones like whiz through the air and then they just blow up. Not good. That stuff is scary. Snooks. There. Matt Rogers. A robot vacuum is called a Bobby, and it's designed for pet hair. Well, see, that's what I need. That's what I need. I mean, Klaus isn't a pet, but he's furry. He's a little Chewbacca. What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom. Kevin, There's a stray cat in my yard that looks just like my male cat that passed away a few years ago. It's freaking me out. Well, you gotta go out there and say hello. Just wave from the window. Just make sure it's not a skinwalker. What's up, Aco? Happy freedom to you. Get some holy water. Kevin, what's up, Rich? Happy freedom to you. 950 doll hairs for teeth clean and deep clean. I'll wait another 5 years for the next. Planning now. In a way, I don't go that often. No cavities. Yeah, Rich, I need to go get my teeth cleaned. It's been like 15 years since I've been to the dentist. But every time I go, they just break my teeth and break my wallet at the same damn time. But I need to go too. I'm sorry you had to pay that. What's up, Crazy Times? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Spirit Matter? Happy freedom to you. Guess I'm as cheaper just to shave pets. I need to get those like falcon gloves so I can hold Klaus down and could you imagine Klaus Daniels shaved up? He'd be a giant rat cat. He'd be so pissed. Ghostly, they're using bots in Ukraine to try and evacuate wounded soldiers. It's not working out well. No, that sucks. Yeah, I could see it not working very well. Patriot Dad, kind of bad day. Had to go back to the grind after vacation. Also, my daughter found a recent mugshot of her egg donor mother. She's looking methy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Patriot Dad. Sorry to hear that. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, Trump asked about Truth Social being censored in the UK, right in front of I was going to say Ukraine, the UK Prime Minister. And I don't know how to say this guy's name. I'm going to have to learn that because I don't think he's going anywhere. Let's see. All right, hooligans, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Successful social media sites. There are new powers here to censor your site, state mandates.
To censor my site?
To censor your site.
You mean Truth? Truth Social?
I mean Truth. Is that okay?
Well, I don't think he's going to censor my site because I say only good things. Will you please uncensor my site?
Yeah, we're not censoring anyone. We've got some measures which are there to protect children, in particular from sites like suicide sites. We've had too many cases in the United Kingdom of young children taking their own lives. And when you look through their social media, they've been accessing sites which talk about suicide and encouraging, if you like, children down that road, and that is what we want to stop. Nothing about censoring free speech. But this country is a proud free speech in this country has been for a very long time. We're very, very proud of it. We will protect it forever. But at the same time, I personally feel very strongly that we should protect our young teenagers, and that's what it usually is, from things like suicide sites. I don't see that as a free speech issue. I see that as a child protection issue.
We actually passed a bill in Congress, headed up by my wife, actually, which was to pull bad stuff out having to do with children, because it is a problem. But I cannot imagine him censoring Truth Social. That's more of a very political, and it's been a very big success.
Not going to happen.
And I only say good things about him and his country, so they say to me, you're making a mistake. I'm going to give my ambassador the job, make sure it's not censored. I had not heard that.
Okay, so that's an interesting little back and forth there, because we know the UK is bluffing on. It's the same thing, like when they're talking about killing babies, they refer to it as women's health care, right? And that's what the UK Prime Minister just said. Well, we're not censoring anybody. We're just not allowing kids, or we're not allowing people to have access to certain websites because of the things that kids are doing. Kids fucked it up for everybody in the UK, is basically what they're saying. Now, it's kind of weird that they would bring that up, when on X, they're talking about pretty much any adult content of any source of propaganda. They're calling it propaganda, but like right-wing extremism or any of that, anything that's got labels like that is being censored in the UK. We've also seen people being arrested over memes that are a little too funny and stuff like that. So we know the censorship is really happening in the UK. The problem that I have with the video is that President Trump seems to be under the impression that what the UK is doing is the same thing as what Melania was trying to get passed, or did get passed, with the Take It Down Act. Now, the Take It Down Act, which is something we have here, was to take down content that was sexualizing minors. People were using AI to generate images or video of minors in the nude and stuff like that. And so they passed this Take It Down Act That way, if you come across content on the internet of you that's been photoshopped or altered in a sexual way, you can report it and have it taken down. That's not the same thing that the UK is doing. The UK is just simply censoring shit. But that's why it was supposed to be like a gotcha kind of moment there in front of both of, the president as well as the prime minister of UK. But for President Trump to kind of relate to him, either he is not understanding what's happening in the UK, or he just simply doesn't care and he just kind of mulled it over. Either way, next up, U.S. aviation marred by recent flightmare incidents. They're going to be talking about how we've had 134 commercial airplane incidents just this year, and I don't think it's going to get any better anytime soon. Either way, it's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what your hooligans think about President Trump being asked questions in front of the Prime Minister of UK. Zero. I go to the dentist twice. Wait a minute. Yeah, twice a year. Love going to the dentist, but I found a good one. I don't know. Every dentist I've ever gone to has been trash. I've probably had 6 or 7 dentists, and all they do is break my teeth and charge me money. 10 Man, you can't see the live over on Odyssey? I wonder why. There was 4 people watching. I wonder why you can't see it. I can see it right on the home page. Well, I guess I'm the admin, so they're going to show me no matter what. I don't know. Weird. Well, we'll see. We'll figure it out. Man. I go at Tiger with some trimmers. He'll claw me up. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Guess you can see the live. Man, Rogers, last time I had to clean it, I left in so much pain. I'm never going back. Yeah, the last time I went, I was going to get this tooth pulled on the bottom, and they talked me out of it and told me to put biodentine in it and that they were going to save the tooth. It was new dentist technology, and it was the same price as getting it pulled, which is like $350. And so they built it up, and then while I was sleeping, I broke it and broke the tooth above it that didn't have any work in it. Went back the next day. He told me it'd be $350 to put this bottom tooth back together, and that it'd be $1,000 or $1,800 or something to crown the top tooth. And so I gave him $350, so he built this bottom tooth back up, and I've never been able to fix the tooth above it. And then the bottom tooth broke again, and now almost everything that they put in there is gone. And so now I got 2 broken teeth, and I'm down $700, all because this dentist wanted to save my tooth instead of fucking pulling it out of my head. And every time I go to fix my car, fix my teeth, it's a situation like that, and I hate that. People are fucking stupid. Russell, you keep your gas to yourself. Patriot Ed, I'm so angry about the Cincinnati video. I'll bite my tongue, but those fuckers would have paid if I was there. I hate to see anyone getting jumped. Yeah, but I heard that there's other footage out there showing that those people were signing up for an ass whooping. I haven't seen the video yet, but I was tagged in it a lot, and I had somebody kind of say that to me, that they saw some new footage that was before those people got stomped out, and that it had changed their opinion of the whole situation. And now, like I said, I haven't seen the new footage, so I don't know what they did. I did see them get roughed up. I seen the dude get, knocked around to where he couldn't even hardly stand up, and then the woman get flat knocked out. Her melon just slaps right off the concrete, and she's just laying there unconscious with her eyes wide open. But some people said, like I mentioned, that there's other footage out there showing. I don't know what she did, but it seems like he might have been running his mouth or something and some bad shit happened. I don't know, but it is a crazy video. Elder Zoomer, I had an orthodontic surgeon hold an ankle grinder up to a model of a human skull and say, "This is what we're going to do." And I never went back. Yeah, Elder Zoomer. I don't know. I think they charge too much for dentist shit. Guess they arrested 4 people? Well, good. They shouldn't be out there fighting like that. Stoner Dental College does it cheap. What is that? Like, go to where they're being trained and stuff? Let them practice on you? I don't know. What's up, Butterfly? Happy freedom to you. Deb, well, it is their country. I mean, yeah, if they want to censor people, then I guess, you know, they're just stuck with it over there. What's up, Information Warlord? Happy freedom to you. Butterfly, 0 kids use Truth Social. Yeah. They're just talking out their ass. What's up, Mary Todd? Happy freedom. They definitely censor. Yeah. They talk about it non-stop on X. They have for years. Kevin, I fed him a dish of tuna and he ate half the dish of dry food. He must have been hungry. Yeah, if he was eating like that. Got a big thing of water out there for him? Good. Good stuff. Butterfly, about the robot dogs, they've been used in Thailand during COVID. The robot dogs enforced social distancing is terrifying. Yeah, I've just never seen the robots being used in war. They deployed the robots in New York City, the robot dogs, and I think they were out there for surveillance. They might still be using them. They also deployed robots in California. I can't remember what they're for. I think they're also for surveillance. They're like mobile trash cans. But I've never seen robots in war other than the drones. What's up, Noad? Happy freedom. What's up, Campfire? Happy freedom to you. Stoner, I know people that have got a lot of work done for basically nothing at dental colleges. I'm going to have to look into that because I got a lot of stuff that I need to get done. I need to get a cleaning, but then I need to get crowns and I need to get this back tooth pulled or fixed or something. But I'm not wealthy, so I can't have, I can't go do all that dentist shit. That's the thing that sucks about going to the dentist is not only does it hurt the whole time you're there, but it costs so much money. Rich, it's up to $650 or more to get your dog's teeth cleaned. They'll pull any teeth, it's more. That's crazy. That's so expensive. 10 million made it over to Odyssey. Guess you made it over to Odyssey as well. See, it's working. It's doing the thing. Apparently, I still pay for premium. I didn't realize that. What's up, Savage Gaming? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Bud Lightner? Happy freedom to you. It's nuts and not right. I know. Dentist, even if you get insurance, even if you get dental insurance, most procedures are not covered. They cover like an x-ray and 2 cleanings a year, and like that's about it. At least that's how it is here. Our insurance sucks in Michigan. Blue Cross Blue Shield is like $900 a month. That's no big deal. Everybody can afford that. Guess I better go over the terms of service for Odyssey. As far as I know, their terms of service aren't that steep, but I don't know. I still think the website's better than everything. I just wanted to be live on Odyssey, because I like supporting Odyssey, and they support us. Either way, like I said, U.S. Aviation marred, I think it's marred, by recent flightmare incidents. They're going to be talking about a plethora of problems with planes. Come on now. Do the damn thing. Fucking YouTube. Tired of your shit. I ain't seen you since Friday. I'm already tired of you. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Anyways, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up. Like I said, U.S. Aviation marred by recent flightmare incidents. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
We are tracking a series of recent flightmares, leaving many Americans on edge, and this is the very latest, an incident happening just yesterday. Passengers on this American Airlines flight forced to evacuate via the emergency slides. This is at Denver International. Their plane catching fire moments before takeoff. Well, incidents are just stacking up now after that deadly crash between an American Airlines jet and an Army Black Hawk helicopter over D.C. in January. Since then, several several near misses. And just last week, on the same day, a Delta plane almost collided with a B-52 in North Dakota. In Los Angeles, a Delta engine caught fire just after takeoff. And then on top of that, on Friday, a Southwest plane was forced to plunge more than 400 feet in a matter of seconds to avoid colliding with a military aircraft. News Nation's Mills Hayes is tracking these flying failures and what's being done to address them. Mills.
Natasha, every day, 2.9 million people fly over American airspace. It is still considered the safest way to travel. But now 1 in 4 Americans say that they've become more nervous about flying because of a recent string of airline issues that don't seem to be slowing down. American airline passengers in a frenzy trying to get off their plane that's on fire. As 173 passengers and 6 crew members were headed from Denver to Miami, right before takeoff, something unusual happened.
You okay? No, he's not. And then we heard a loud boom from under the plane. And I knew something was wrong. And then while the plane was still going, we seen one of the wheels from the landing gear pass the plane on the left side. And then somebody screamed fire, and everybody started panicking a little bit. Also, supposedly the landing gear caught on fire while the plane was braking because there was no more wheels in it, and it was scraping on the runway.
The FAA is investigating what it calls a possible landing gear incident that forced an emergency evacuation with passengers scrambling down slides to escape the fire. FAA data shows that there have been at least 134 commercial airplane incidents so far this year. At least 7 included near misses when 2 aircrafts get dangerously close to colliding, including 2 this month. On Friday, passengers on a Southwest flight headed from Burbank to Vegas experienced an alarming situation too. Within minutes of takeoff, the plane plunged nearly 500 feet to avoid another plane, injuring 2 Southwest airline flight attendants.
It was probably around 8 to 10 seconds where we just felt like the plane was in a free fall. You're like, all right, this is it. We're done. We're going down. And I think everyone reacted accordingly to that.
And last week, a Delta Airlines pilot had to take a sudden aggressive maneuver to avoid a B-52 bomber.
You probably saw the airplane kind of sort of coming at us. Sorry about the aggressive maneuver. It caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all.
That pilot, flying from Minneapolis to Minot, North Dakota, said he wasn't notified about the military aircraft despite the nearby Air Force base having a radar. This all happening 6 months after the deadly crash between an American Airlines plane and a military helicopter in D.C. that killed 67 people. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says that he has spoken to the CEO of American Airlines after the most recent incident in Denver, Natasha.
Yeah, the video's so...
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and...
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize I had the damn beats going through the whole thing. Well, either way. If anything, it lightened the mood. They're saying that planes are catching on fire and everything else. We've had 134 commercial airplane incidents, mentions near misses, talks about a plane dropping 500 feet in order to avoid colliding with another plane. Passengers thought they were free falling and they were going to die. It was almost as scary as J6. Mentions a plane having to aggressively maneuver to avoid collision. And I think it's really interesting that we spent a couple years doing DEI hires and now we all forgot how to fly planes safely. I'm thinking that might be what happened to the technology we used to fly to the moon. Got a couple DEI hires in there and then we just forgot how to do shit the right way. Either way, next up, pilot arrested moments after landing on child inappropriate content charges. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the planes falling out of the sky. Guess nothing new. Free falling happens a lot when they lose lift in the air pocket. Yeah, that's true. Matt Rogers, possible landing gear problem. Possible. That's laughable. Yeah, the tires are shredded. There's fire and shit. They're like, I think it was the landing gear. Yeah, it might be. It might be. Matt Rogers, since January, it's been happening longer than that. They're trying to blame President Trump. Yeah, I think they are framing it up to make President Trump look bad. But I really think it's the DEI hire stuff that caused it. Because if you have to lower standards to allow more people to come in because you can't get enough workers, and then on top of that, you have people getting hired because you have to have each shade of skin color on the staff, or else you're a racist company and you're going to be sued for discrimination. I mean, we just created a mixture of idiocracy there. So we have people who don't have to reach very high to make the bar, and then we got people who don't even deserve to be there at all, just there because of skin color. And now we got planes falling out of the sky. And, you know, even like when we were covering Boeing, when it was falling apart in the air, and we covered that story, it was talking about how there was whistleblowers saying that they would discuss issues with the plane's safety with like management, and management would say, put duct tape on it and stuff like that, and just like cobble it together and just make do. And then next thing you know, the plane's falling apart in the sky, and they're like, oh no, I wonder how that happened. I don't know. It just sounds like dumb people doing dumb things. What's up, Pumpkin? Happy Freedom. Bill Clay, the Denver airport has apocalyptic art, including the blue horse statue. Oh, interesting. I didn't know where that was. I've seen it before. Totally care. Proof of how dumb people have become. Not my job, or I didn't know. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Thank you for joining us over here on Rumble. Elder Zoomer, DEI will make you die. Yeah, and that's pretty much, I mean, that's what I think is going on. Otherwise, like, we were safer flying in the sky 20 years ago than we are now. I thought all this technology was supposed to make our life better. Bill Clay, don't go to the back alley, Dennis. That's right. What's up, Appeal to Evan? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Zupia? Happy Freedom to you. Zupia, the blue horse named Lucifer, killed its maker. Yeah, I think that's how I heard about the statue as a whole, was because of that. What's up, BC? Happy Freedom. What's up, Bob Roberts? Happy Freedom to you. DEI is fucked up. Used to work here, and the underground of that place is insane. Yeah, I bet. What's up, Energy Woman? Happy Freedom. What's up, Mana? Happy Freedom to you. Energy Woman, anyone talking about the Russia airline hack? No, I haven't heard anything about that. What's up, Larry? Happy Freedom. Gotta get those likes up, hooligans. Russell got a story about duct tape in the wing. Let me see. I'll try and remind you on Friday. There. Set a little reminder. We're going to go ahead and move forward here. Like I said, pilot arrested moments after landing, and he was arrested for having inappropriate child content. I don't think they're vetting these pilots enough. Flying on Pedo Air, no thank you. Everybody gets out there like, why is my butt hurt? Anyways, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Learning more details about why a Delta co-pilot was arrested in the cockpit just moments after a flight from MSP landed in San Francisco Saturday evening. A senior federal source telling Fox News the arrest was related to child sexual abuse material charges. Fox 9's So Young Kim spoke with passengers who were on that flight. She joins us now. And So Young, what do we know about what took place, at least from the perspective of those passengers?
Randy, the passengers I spoke with say right after they landed, law enforcement moved in quickly, handcuffed the co-pilot, and took him into custody. At the time, they were left with a lot of questions and no explanation.
A group of uniformed people who were armed came right through the first class cabin toward the cockpit, and they asked everybody to stay in their seats.
Passengers who were on a Delta flight from Minneapolis to San Francisco described the moments right after they landed Saturday night. They tell us they saw at least 10 law enforcement officers board the plane.
Everybody that I saw was armed. but they had different clothes on. Not everybody had the same uniform on. Some of the people had a uniform that said HSI, and some of the people didn't.
Passengers say within a matter of minutes, the co-pilot was arrested and taken off the plane.
A couple of them went into the cockpit, and about a minute later, they escorted a handcuffed co-pilot out.
And he was very calm when he was walking out with his hands behind his back.
A senior federal source tells Fox News the Delta co-pilot was arrested by Homeland Security investigations on charges of child sexual abuse material. The Department of Homeland Security tells our San Francisco station it was asked by the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office to assist in executing an arrest warrant at the airport.
Everybody was kind of still a little bit kind of just surprised and shocked, and finally the flight attendant, I think, said, "Oh, you can all go now."
And Delta Airlines declined to comment on the matter, and we've reached out to the Sheriff's Office and have not heard back yet. Live in the studio tonight, So Young Kim, Fox 9.
So Young Kim. That's all everybody's talking about in all the chats. They're like, he's arrested for being a pedophile, and you got a reporter named So Young Kim? That ain't right. Somebody's funny there. That's all I know. Next up, we got our midlife break. It's our funny video halfway through. This one's titled It's Monday. Then getting back into the news, we got JD Vance asked why the GOP is trying to shield Epstein client list from the public. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this pedophile being arrested while flying planes. Once again, it's saying he landed in San Francisco and armed law enforcement, HSI, which is Homeland Security Investigations, arrested the pilot. And everyone was real scared. I'm sure the Democrats are all getting together to try and save this guy really quick. But either way, reading through. Matt Rogers, inappropriate child content, and they picked a journalist named So Young. They knew what they were doing when they did that. They were like, who's going to report on it? And the whole room just looked over at her. And that's how it went. What's up, Jay Spray? Happy Freedom. Kim looks so young. Probably should look into that. She's on the tapes. What's up, Relax? Happy Freedom to you. Peeled Evan just found out the pizza shop and our town owner is a pedophile. His business is next to a school and our town is allowing it. That sucks. Appeal to heaven. I've had a situation with a tier 3 sex offender in the area that I live in, and I found out he was going to the school and stuff, and I was calling the state police and all of that on him. I was trying to ruin this guy's life. And the state police was like, well, it's a small town. What do you want us to do? I was like, enforce the law. They were like, there's nothing we can do. I found out he lives like 3 blocks from a school. I'm like, so you guys just letting that shit happen? And they're like, what do you want us to do? I'm like, enforce the law. They're like, it's a small town. There's nothing we could do. What? Ban him from fucking town. Do what you gotta do. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. That's why I can't be a cop. There'd be some real justice going on. What's up, my feed? Happy Freedom to you. Back Frank, I hate this sick stuff. Me too. Can't stand it. What's up, Goth? Happy Freedom to you. Thank you for joining us over here on Rumble. Pumpkin, I'm glad I'm not a pedo. I'm glad you're not a pedo too, Pumpkin. Jesus loves us. I am glad too. What's up, MU? Happy Freedom to you. Appeal to Evan. Yep, hit over 100 in Florida today. I heard that was like a record breaker for Florida. I figured Florida was just 100 year round. It'd be wintertime and still get 100 degrees. I didn't realize 100 was record breaking for Florida. Bill Clay, is Biden a pilot now? I guess. They caught him eating ice cream in the cabin. Deb, Jeff's body cam would permanently malfunction. It wouldn't be that bad. It'd be by the book. It'd be good. But the thing is I wouldn't be letting people get away with bullshit. I just don't get that. Like, being soft on criminals does not help anybody. It just doesn't. It doesn't help anybody. It does not make the world a better place. And if you're not making the world a better place, then what the fuck are you doing as a cop? You just being shitty to people or what? Kirk, where's Klaus? Oh, he's over there in the box. I'll go snatch him up in a little bit. What's going on with you, Cricket Kiss? Yeah, Ghostly, I know, I feel the same way. I'm seeing everybody say hello to Glamour, but I do not see Glamour. Interesting. She blocked me. I can't see her. Goth, Houston's real feel, which is what matters, is 111 degrees. Holy. I wouldn't be able to leave the house like that. I don't know what it is here. I know I ain't going outside. I know that. What's up, Meta? Happy Freedom? I mean, it's kind of halfway through. Time-wise, it's not halfway through because the news gets better as time goes on. That's how I set up the schedule. But technically, it's halfway through the schedule. It's weird to have Odyssey rolling. What's up, Jay? Happy Freedom? So Young Kim? Ironic. I know. I wonder if she was Korean. In Korea, they have a lot of names that have Young in it. Cricket, you're drunk and sad? I'm sorry. At least we're here to hang out with you. Metal Mouth Cops probably have their hands tied. They really can't do anything. Yeah. I mean, that's why I enjoy the military. I'm not good at taking orders. I'm good at doing what's right, and that's it. And when they give you orders to do something that's not right, I'd be defecting. I can't do that. Pumpkin 92 in Missouri feels like 1,000. Got to stay strapped to the AC. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, we got our mid-live break. But first, we're going to do a Rumble ad. If I can find the thing that does the thing. And then the other thing that, helps me out here. Am I able to do this, or they're going to give me a hard fucking time about this? They're not going to let me do ads now? Maybe not. Maybe we're not going to do it. Oh, there we go. Rumble Studio is something else. Alright, let's try and do the thing. Try and be enthusiastic about it, since you guys gave me so much shit the other day. Anyways, this sponsorship is from Rumble, one that is incredibly important to the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built this platform for the small creator. They didn't censor or have bias. They were fair and treated all creators equally. No one thought platforms would censor political conversation or censor opinions on COVID, but they did. Facebook admitted that they fell to pressure from the Biden and Harris administration. Rumble did not. They held the line. They are attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to you. They are attacked in corporate media. They are attacked by governments like France. They are attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. Corporate America is fighting to remove speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers. They don't get much of it. Watching our show on Rumble is the most they can ask from you. But if you really believe in this fight, and if you have the means, one major way you can help Rumble survive is by joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human right to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 hairs off with the promo code STUDIO when you purchase an annual subscription. Go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, we are just happy that you watch us on Rumble. So do the thing. All right, we did it. Yay, we did it. Okay, moving forward. Here is our funny video halfway through. Let's get this pulled up. Oh, this video is something else. I remember. All right, this is our funny video halfway through. This is our mid-live break, and this is titled, It's Monday. Holy. That video fucking smokes me. The guy did everything except for use this other hand. When I was reading the comments of that video, they were like, how do you start a fire with an electric stove? Anyways, getting back into the news here. This is JD Vance asked why GOP is trying to shield Epstein client list from the public. Now, JD fires back, but I got some qualms with it. Come on, do your thing, GoofTube. Stop diddling kids and do your job. All right, hooligans, hit the like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Associated Press. I guess I'm going to be that person. There are some protesters outside accusing the GOP of protecting pedophiles, and we're wondering what you think are the reasons the U.S. government should shield the client list of Epstein from the public, and what you have to say about any relevance to that here today.
Well, let me say just a couple of things. First of all, the president has been very clear. We're not shielding anything. The president has directed the Attorney General to release all credible information and, frankly, to go and find additional credible information related to the Jeffrey Epstein case. He's been incredibly transparent about that stuff, but some of that stuff takes time. You've got to assemble that stuff. You've got to compile that stuff. You've got to protect some victims' names so you can protect the victims. But the president has been very clear. He wants full transparency. He's asked that from the Attorney General, and I know because I talk to her all the time. The Attorney General's hard on that issue right now. But I think I had to make an observation. There's an interesting thing about this case that the American media seems to totally ignore. For 4 years, under Joe Biden's Department of Justice, the media didn't give a damn about the Epstein files or about the Epstein case. For literally 20 years, the story about this scumbag, and he is a scumbag pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, he's dead now. But for 20 years, you had Obama and George W. Bush's Department of Justice go easy on this guy. They didn't fully investigate the case. They didn't show any curiosity about the case. And now Donald J. Trump is asking his Department of Justice to show full transparency. And somehow that's a criticism of Donald J. Trump and not Barack Obama and George W. Bush. If you want to criticize the people who aren't showing full transparency, you ought to go after the administrations that went easy on Jeffrey Epstein, the administrations that concealed this case for 20 years, and the administrations that failed to show full transparency.
You guys are all saying the audio is distorted. Is it distorted when I talk too? Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me and hear me clearly. Because the video we're watching is a recording of a live stream. So that's why it sounds staticky and shitty like that. Because that's what it's like. So you guys can all hear me and shit. Appeal to heaven. What? Okay, so I'm getting mixed messages here. Okay, so like I'm saying, the static and the stuff you're hearing is because this was live. This is a clip from a live. And so it's not cleaned up audio and shit. And it's from earlier today, I guess. I don't know. Let's try and make it through it. We only got 30 more seconds. Okay, so anyways, like I was saying, the video is from earlier today. JD Vance is claiming that everyone should be mad at George W. Bush and Obama instead of being mad at President Trump over the Epstein stuff. But the Epstein stuff delivered by President Trump and Pam Bondi and all of them was misleading. The video we were given was edited and stitched together, and the way that Bondi spoke about the Epstein files as if she had the client list right on her desk, and as if we were going to see arrests. He also didn't mention Biden not doing anything about the Epstein documents for the 4 years that he was in office. Also, nobody at all has said anything about any of this leading to arrests. it is actually more likely that we're going to see Maxwell get out of prison than see any of these pedophiles being arrested from the Epstein stuff. So I like that J.D. Vance is shining light on the fact that all the way back to Bush, they could have done something about Epstein and they didn't. But again, he didn't even say anything about Biden. Biden had it for 4 years. And he did say the Dems had it, but he didn't call out Biden specifically, which is who he should have been calling out. And then, like I'm saying, nobody's talking about these people being arrested. They have done semantics in a way that they're going to provide us with info that doesn't matter, and then they're going to say that's good enough. They are not talking about arresting anybody, and I don't think anybody's been paying attention to that. For like 2 weeks, they keep talking about giving us information, but they're not going to arrest anybody. And like I said, they're probably going to cut a deal with Maxwell and let her out of prison. So I don't really like the way that all of this is going, but at least J.D. Vance was trying to defend the situation. Next up, President Trump comments on Jeffrey Epstein, stating, "I've never went to the island, and I've never had the privilege of going to his island." He's also going to be talking about his relationship with Epstein, as well as like their falling out and all of that. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about J.D. Vance trying to defend the situation. Guess my name is J.D. Vance. I hope you came to dance. You shouldn't frown or be a clown when my hand is down your pants. The wise words from Guess very nice. J Spray message from Cybertron. Yep. Ghostly, they announced a form of immunity for Maxwell already. Yeah, they gave her like partial immunity or something like that. She has to go and speak before Congress, I think it is, on the 14th. It's either the 11th or the 14th. It's coming up. And then when we get to that point, then we're pretty much going to know all we're going to know about the situation. What's up, Brian? Happy freedom. Everything in life begins with Bush. It does, unless they shave it. Ghostly, they already cut her a deal. Well, they're trying to get her to come before, I think it's Congress, and speak, and I believe it's on the 14th. And her attorney has been saying they haven't asked for a pardon yet, which kind of inclines that they're going to. President Trump kind of did the same thing. He said he has the ability to pardon her. He just hasn't thought about it yet. And so it kind of seems like they're keeping the possibility open. So after she speaks, after being subpoenaed, then they're probably going to give her either a pardon or they're going to give her a lesser sentence or something like that. So in the end, we're going to get a bunch of information that results in nothing. She's going to get out of prison, and then they're going to tell everybody to stop talking about the Epstein shit. They don't even talk about him dying anymore. Have you guys even noticed that? They don't talk about him dying at all anymore. They gave us a video. They found out the video was doctored, and then they were like, oh well, good enough, stop asking about it. And now people stopped asking about it, and we're about to get a list of names that are not going to be arrested, and then everybody's going to stop asking about it, and it'll be like this Epstein shit never even happened. It's really crazy the way people process information. What's up, DCat? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Weevo? Happy freedom to you. Patriot Dad, I like what JD said about Cincinnati. Well, he was saying that, violence isn't good in the streets, but he also said he hasn't even seen the video. So he gave like a default message for it, but he said he's never even seen the video. So I don't know. I was kind of disappointed because it's good that he's condemning violence in the streets and stuff, but without him actually seeing the video, he had that already loaded in his pocket. He was just ready to pull that out whenever it was needed. It's like a default answer. What's up, Rappy? Happy Freedom? Well, Rappy, I hope you start feeling better. Meta, it's funny that Biden's overlooked all the time. Yeah. Well, they already know that they're not going to do anything about it. Biden is unfit to stand trial. So if you want to go rob a bank and shoot children, nobody's going to stop him from doing it. They're just going to let him do it. And that's that's the life we're living right now. What's up, Mr. Coffee? Happy Freedom. What's up, Teasel? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Parabellum? Happy Freedom. Larry, I don't know what you're saying, Larry. Guess, for the record, everyone, I am not on the Epstein list, so stop thinking it. Nobody was thinking that, Epstein. Nobody was thinking that, guess, you gotta change your name. Oh, yeah, Pumpkin, I can't say that out loud because YouTube and Twitch is watching. Yeah, Metal Mouth, I've heard that too. Meta, like South Park, those writers roast every president except for poor old man Walter. Yeah, they just got President Trump, and a lot of people are all mad about it, even though it's pretty funny. But yeah, I've never seen them make fun of old man Walter. What's up, Lisa? Happy Freedom to you. You got the twerking sheep. That's cool. Glamour's got twerking cows. We need a twerking Klaus. We need to see if Alistair can make us something like that. What's up, Dennis? Happy Freedom. Cheeky chops with the anal dust. Yes, that's very nice. Anyways, moving forward here. Like I said, President Trump comments on Jeffrey Epstein stating, "I've never went to the island. I never had the privilege of going to his island." I believe this is also from earlier today. Now, hopefully you guys can actually hear this audio. I knew the audio in the last one was bad because that's what happens when you record a live stream. Either way, let me know if the audio is good on this once we get started, and make sure you hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get this rolling.
You have not been briefed on the Epstein files, or your name has not appeared in the Epstein files. But doesn't the AG have to tell you if your name is in the files?
I haven't been overly interested in it. You know, it's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion. I can say this: those files were run by the worst scum on earth. They were run by Comey, they were run by Garland, they were run by Biden, and all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen. Those files were run for 4 years by those people. If they had anything, I assume they would have released it. The whole thing is a hoax. They ran the files. I was running against somebody that ran the files. If they had something, they would have released. Now, they can easily put something in the files that's a phony. Like, as an example, Christopher Steele, a person you know well, happens to be from your country. But Christopher Steele, as an example, wrote a book, a dossier. We call it the fake news dossier. And the whole thing was a fake. The whole thing was a fake. They could put things in the file that are fake. But those files were run by bad, sick people. If they had anything, why didn't they use it when I was killing Joe and then he gave out because he was 25 points down? And then I got somebody new. Nobody even knew anything about it. She was a horrible vice president. She was a border czar, but she never went to the border. She never once called a border patrol agent to find out how we're doing, but she was the border czar. Her name was Kamala. Nobody knows her last name. It was Harris, but nobody knew her last name. So I ended up, how would you like to end up in a race where you're killing somebody, you're beating him, and then they say, all right, we'll take him out, he's not working, let's put somebody else. And then she had a 6-week honeymoon. It was amazing. They predicted she would have a 6-week honeymoon, and she did. And then she got slaughtered.
Do you feel that?
But think of it. Those files were run by these people. They were run by my enemy. If there was anything in there, they would have used them for the election.
Do you feel that?
That drawing that I think I heard you say something the other day, that the drawing that was the subject of the Wall Street Journal report.
I don't do drawings. I'm not a drawing person.
Do you think it was fraudulent?
I don't do drawings. Sometimes people say, would you draw a building? And I'll draw 4 lines and a little roof, for a charity, so. But I'm not a drawing person. I don't do drawings of women, that I can tell you. They say there's a drawing of a woman, and I don't do drawings of women. And also, Epstein was always a very controversial guy. I was at a very high position, pretty much all my life, in all fairness. I've been doing this for a long time. I had the top show on television. I had the #1 bestsellers. I had everything, right? And I was a very successful business guy. He was a very controversial. Who would do a controversial drawing? Now, with that being said, they say there were many letters done by many people, and many big people, big successful people. But I just don't. When you talk about files, I just keep going back, and other people too. Even the enemy says this thing is not correct, because if we had it, we would have used it on the guy. It's a bad issue. They say it's a good issue for Trump. Do you know that my poll numbers are up 4.5 points since this ridiculous Epstein stuff? My poll numbers have gone up 4.5 points because people don't buy it. Okay, people don't buy it. And he's gone, and we want to focus on trade deals. I want to focus on the deal we just made with the European Union, which is the biggest trade deal in history. It's the biggest deal, I think, in history, not just trade deal. So if they would have had something, they would have used it.
And people keep running stories at the time you threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. Can you settle that? What was it about? What caused the breach with him?
That's such old history. Very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But for years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk, because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help, and I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again, and I threw him out of the place, persona non grata. I threw him out, and that was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth.
Mr. President,
and by the way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. I never went to the island, but Larry Summers, I hear, went there. He was the head of Harvard, and many other people that are very big people. Nobody ever talks about them. I never had the privilege of going to his island, and I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island. Yeah.
Mr. President, on Gaza, next time you speak to Netanyahu, what will you ask him?
You have not.
All right, President Trump talking about his relationship with Epstein, how he's never been to the island, and how he threw him out of Mar-a-Lago because basically he didn't do what Trump said. Which is interesting, but he keeps bringing up Bill Clinton and Larry Summer and all these other people that have gone to the island, but he's not saying they're going to go to jail. So whatever they give us is just going to be for funsies. They're not going to arrest anybody. They've already come out and said that they have no information that incriminates any third party in the way of criminal prosecution. And so whatever we're going to get is all we're going to get. There's not going to be any arrests. Nobody's going to jail. And whatever they give us is all we're getting out of it, and that's that. And then on top of it, they're saying, first they were saying that it was all made up by the Democrats. Now they're saying that the Democrats went in there and tampered with the evidence and added names that weren't supposed to be there, which sounds really weird because it seems really specific. If they were never going to be released, then why tamper with the evidence at all? At first they were saying there was no evidence. The files themselves was a hoax. Now the files are real, but the names on it, there's been names added to it instead of names redacted from it. And it's just anything and everything except for answers and arrests. That's all it is. We're just being strung around in circles, being jerked around, and we're not going to get arrests. And if we do get names, they're going to say half of them are false, that they've been falsified and stuff like that. So I don't know. We're going to get a bunch of nothing. Next up, hikers murdered couple. Let me see. Is that where we are? No. Next up, we have, could former President Obama face charges of treason? This is going to be some more bad news. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about President Trump and his relationship with Epstein. Russell, my damn cat decided to groom my eyebrows at 2 a.m. this morning. Well, that's nice. That's a term of endearment, I'm pretty sure. My cat sleeps in a box. Snooks, I'm not good with the privilege of going to the island. Yeah, that does sound weird when you hear that they were doing bad stuff to kids on the island, and then President Trump turns around and goes, I never had the privilege to go. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Guess not a hoax. Epstein was convicted in 2006 and Clinton got him a plea deal. Yeah. On a mouth, we need a Klaus sighting. I know, I'm gonna grab him here in a second. I'm just not eager to be covered in cat hair right this second. What's up, Torque? Happy freedom to you. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. Says just because. Well, thank you, Patriot Dad. I really appreciate it. Goth, I heard all the tapes Epstein made were stolen shortly after he went to prison. That was our biggest proof. Well, they said that they got all the tapes, and it's like thousands of hours of footage of inappropriate child content with no third party, and they claimed that it was all downloaded, as if it wasn't, the content wasn't created there. They just downloaded it from the internet, and there was no perpetrator in the footage. And I don't really understand that either. Like, I don't want to know what the videos were about, but I just don't understand how you could have thousands of videos like that and there's nobody but the victim in the video. And you didn't create it, you got it from the internet. Like, that's not what they said at first. It wasn't until people started, like, demanding the information that all of a sudden these stories started getting all weird. Patriot Dad, Epstein hit on underage girls that worked at Mar-a-Lago. Complaints were made. Trump kicked him out. Yeah, that's what I've always heard too. What's up, David? Happy freedom. Deb, honestly, I'm more concerned with illegals. Well, if I don't know. I'm concerned with illegals and stuff, but pedophiles is a big problem. That's not like a little problem. It's not even just pedophiles, it's a pedophile ring. It's people that were trafficking kids. So, I mean, that's a pretty big concern. I'm concerned with the illegals too, but that's kind of going shit as well. I mean, it's nice we got Alligator Alcatraz, but the Democrats are constantly standing in the way of these illegals getting this mass deportation. But I want to see pedophiles and pedophile sympathizers get held accountable. Hey, thank you for being here, Rappy. I hope you start feeling better. Goth, I believe him on he didn't do the naked lady drawing. I just don't think he is, let's see, I don't think he is a creative in that way of his signature being the pubes of a woman. That seems like Hefner style. Yeah, I don't think President Trump drew the thing either. Ghostly polls are fake. Yeah, I don't pay attention to the polls at all. The polls said Hyena Harris was going to win. She was going to win by a landslide. Well, when did that happen? Oh, it didn't happen. Oh, okay. So, like, I don't understand why people even watch the polls. We watch them to laugh at them, but the normies, they actually believe that stuff. Bill Clay, Trump went heavy on the spray tan. He did. He was a little orange. The Orange Eagle was very orange in the UK. Pumpkin, I'm a tiny bit concerned about the Dems. They're going crazy, but that's kind of normal for them. They're trying to find some leverage, but they just don't have any. They've been transing kids for the last 4 years and all this other stuff, and they're trying to find a way to connect with the public, and they're just not doing well. Their best thing they got going for them is hating on President Trump. Otherwise, they don't have any policies or anything that people are looking forward to. So they just go out there and say bad stuff about Trump, and they're all like, yeah, Trump's the mean orange man. But that's not a policy. That doesn't make anybody's life better. So it's like they get a little bump, and then they fall back down because they don't have anything to run off of. Russell, did you watch Blues Brothers? No, I fucking forgot. I will try to watch Blues Brothers tonight. I forgot, Russell. Damn it. I knew there was something I was supposed to be doing. Forgot my homework. I'm getting an F. Guess somebody released the drawing. That's funny. What's up, Lone Wolf? Happy freedom to you. David, Dems hate Trump for the wrong reasons, though. Yeah. Well, they don't even hate him that bad. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. Because he could have released the Epstein shit, and instead they're doing all this. So I don't know. And he let Hillary Clinton off the hook. And he keeps saying that Obama owes him big. Now that's more about SCOTUS ruling in on Trump's presidential immunity, and because they ruled on that, that's also what's going to be protecting Obama. But I don't know, a part of me feels like they're all in on the bullshit together. It's the only thing that makes me feel different is what happened at Butler, Pennsylvania at that rally, and like Ryan Ruth and that kind of stuff. So I don't know, it's hard for me to say. Mad World, did the LA sheriffs ever find that missing grenade? Not that I saw. They'll find it one way or another. What's up, Contempt? Happy freedom. Contempt, I've been saying for a while, people are trying to connect the wrong dots with Trump and Epstein. That guy was an agent. Epstein was given information that only intelligence gathering would know. Ask Eric Weinstein. Well, we'll see if they actually do that. Lisa, it's a funky looking chair. Yeah, I know. I was thinking so too, out there in the UK. What's up, rock and roll? Happy freedom. What's up, Junie Bug? Happy freedom to you. Dennis, truth, none of this will change anyone's personal well-being. Just make good TV soap opera stuff for both Obama and Epstein. Yeah, that's really all we're looking at. Parabellum, Maxwell being out of jail only makes it less suspicious when she gets Clintoned. Yeah, I mean, we'll be watching for that too. Guess obviously they wanted Trump dead because he knows too much. Yeah, but now it seems weird. It kind of seems like they're all conspiring together. Zero, he's caught them all. I believe him. On what? I don't know what you're talking about. Pilled Evan, I'm deleting truth now. How depressing. Well, how are you going to be able to hear from the Orange Eagle if you delete his diary? Well, hooligans, we'll move forward here. Like I said, could former President Obama face charges of treason? The answer may surprise you. Let's get this pulled up. All right, hooligans, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Welcome back to Wake Up America. So as the Justice Department looks into allegations the Obama administration manufactured the Russia hoax against President Trump, obvious question is, if the DOJ finds members of the administration did in fact commit a crime, can they be charged for it, and with what? Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard calls it a treasonous conspiracy. With us now, back from vacation. I've been wanting to talk to him about this for a week. Senior Judicial Analyst Judge Napolitano. Judge, I've gotten some heat because I've said it multiple times. I do not think the former President Obama can be charged under any circumstances on what we know right now. Did I get it right without your guidance?
You got it 100% correct. The immunity decision, which quite frankly shocked a lot of people in the judicial and legal community because of its breadth and its depth. Its breadth covers every official act of the President of the United States. Its depth prohibits the government or a prosecutor from inquiring into motivation. So even if Barack Obama's motivation was to overturn a lawful election, that's out of the question. That cannot be inquired into, and it cannot be used as a hook on which future prosecutors can hang their hats. Stated differently, if he did what Tulsi Gabbard says he did, and there appears to be evidence that he did, right, directly and indirectly, and I can tell you about some of the indirectly as well, with which I was on which I was reporting at Fox back in the day. He is immune from the prosecution. Now, treason itself is defined in the Constitution as waging war on the United States or giving aid and comfort to the enemy in wartime. It is a wartime structure, and it is intentionally narrowly defined because British kings used treason as an excuse to execute their enemies who looked at them the wrong way.
You know, the interesting thing, too, is, you know, they were saying this is political. He was trying to harm his political opponent. Well, every decision every president makes, regardless of party, is political. You can't get into the motives. I forget whether it was Justice Kavanaugh or Gorsuch who wrote that opinion, said we're making a rule for the ages.
It was, it was a Gorsuch concurrence who said we're making a rule for the ages. And there's that old one-liner from FDR. I'm not a fan of FDR at all. Good politics makes good government, because you can't really separate the two when you're in the White House.
So if you're Clapper, Comey, Hillary Clinton, in that group, are you now subject, because they do not have presidential immunity?
No, they don't, but there is a statute of limitations, and it's 5 years. So if they did, again, what Ms. Gabbard says they did, it was more than 5 years ago, they can't be prosecuted. Now, if they testified under oath and denied these things in fewer than 5 years, they could be prosecuted for lying under oath, but they can't be prosecuted for the underlying crime. And in order to prove they were lying under oath, you'd have to prove that they did commit the underlying crime. They, in fact, were lying about that about which they were testifying.
Yes.
So I think this, and again, as you know, I was away. And by the way, in Europe, it's all Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. This got very little play in Europe. And I was traveling around. I was in Berlin, I was in Zurich, I was in Milan, I was up at Lake Como. Very, very little play on what Tulsi Gabbard said. However, much of this is protected by the statute of limitations.
All right, so we'll go to...
Okay, like I've been saying, Obama ain't going to jail. He's just not going to. It's bullshit. So they're saying that basically you can only get treason during war times, which is really interesting to think. And then apparently the way that SCOTUS ruled on President Trump's presidential immunity is they're not even able to see intention. So when they brought the news to Obama about the dossier or whatever they had fabricated, and he had intentions of using it to go after President Trump, claiming Russia, those were his intentions. They can't even ask him his intentions in court. All they can say is, were you president when this happened, or were you were you checking classified information with your classified clearance? And he's like, yep. And they're like, okay, you were within your presidential capacity. Therefore, no treason. So he's not going to get in any trouble. I've been saying that, and they're pretty much outlining it. What I am interested to see is, are the people around Obama going to actually go to jail? Or is this going to turn into the Epstein thing, where it's like, yeah, we brought up this big deal about treason, but nobody's actually going to jail. We just made good news for 2 weeks. And so we'll see. But Obama's not getting treason. He's not going to jail. But maybe the people around him will. That would be cool, right? Somebody being held accountable would be nice. I really think they need to go after people about the open border. They need to go after Mayorkas and stuff. We covered a story, I think it was on Saturday, about how the 65,000 hotline calls over the 450,000, the 500,000 missing children that came across Biden's border. The 65,000 calls weren't just hotline calls. They were actual children calling for help, and nobody went to help those kids. And now the Trump administration's going after those 65,000 calls, and they're recovering children. 442 child sponsors have been arrested. 13,061 children have been rescued out of the 500,000 that are missing. But if it's 65,000 calls from kids directly saying, come help me, because, they're being mistreated as children, how is that not a big deal, like a criminal offense? And there shouldn't be any statute of limitations or anything like that at this point, because it's been an ongoing thing until President Trump came in. And so that means that the event ended when President Trump closed the border. So there's plenty of time for them to go after Mayorkas and all of that for crimes against humanity or fucking something. But we have yet to hear of them doing anything like that. But they absolutely should. And it seems like they could, because they're reporting on all of this right now within the last 4 or 5 days. And so, it'd be nice to see something like that. It's mind-numbing to constantly have to think about the Epstein shit and the Obama shit, because they won't get it over with. But I told you guys, when they didn't raid Obama's house, when Obama didn't get arrested, when Tulsi Gabbard brought out the documents claiming that he committed treason and all of that, that's when I knew. They raided Trump's house on suspicion of being in possession of classified documents. They didn't even know if he had them yet. They got Obama red-handed committing treason. They didn't raid his house. And so that's what I mean. People are getting mad or whatever because they're so far up Trump's ass, and that's fine. But the reality's staring you right in the face. It's staring you right in the face. Obama's not going to jail. Nobody's going to jail for the Epstein shit, and Maxwell's about to get out of prison. And that's just the fucking reality of shit. It is. And so, I don't feel any kind of way about it. It sucks, but I don't look at President Trump as a god, so it's not making me feel any kind of way. These are still politicians. These are still wealthy people that don't live the life that we live. They're not affected by laws the same way that we are. And so there will always be that distance. There will always be that barrier between us. And I never lost sight of that. And so seeing this stuff happen, President Trump's not perfect, but something weird is going on in the background, right? If Obama committed treason, they'd really go after him. So either he really did and they're not for some other reason, or he didn't and they're just saying he did for some other reason, like maybe a distraction to the Epstein stuff. And the Epstein stuff itself, Epstein died. How'd they prove that? They gave us doctored footage and told us to stop asking about it. It's and so on and so forth. Maxwell's getting a deal. So it's like, if Epstein's not dead and Maxwell's not in prison, well, then I guess the human trafficking pedophile ring is back online, isn't it? But nobody wants to hear that shit. Everybody just wants to be like, Trump's perfect. And it's like, that's not real life. That shit is not real life. Now, I voted for a closed border and for mass deportation and to kick women out of, or dudes out of women's sports. And we've pretty much got that. Now, the mass deportations ain't mass yet. But they are moving in the right direction. So I feel like I got what I voted for. Now, if we find out Trump's a pedophile, then I'm going to feel real bad that I voted for a pedophile. But they haven't proven that. And apparently with the information we're going to get, we will never know that kind of information. All I know is that we're not getting any arrests, and it really sucks because I was really hoping that we would get that, right? We spent 4 years saying that we're watching people break the law, And when we vote President Trump in, that's all we're obligated to do is vote President Trump. And when we do that, we're going to see arrests and we're going to see the country change for the better. Now, I think in a lot of ways we have seen the country change for a better, and we still got 3 years to go. I'm assuming more good things will come. Now, arrest hasn't been one of those things yet, so I'm disappointed. I don't have any regrets, but it just ain't going the way I thought it was going to go, and I'm just a little disappointed by that. Either way, next up, hikers murdered. Couple was killed in front of their children in Arkansas State Park. This is a weird story. They claim they have no idea of what the motive is, but I think it is deeply personal, just based on the details. They also don't tell us how the people were killed, which is really weird. But it's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Obama not getting treason. What is this, guess guess it cracks me up. Thank you so much, Cricket Kiss, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Cricket Kiss. Thank you so much for the support. Says, well, Jeff, thank you. Well, thank you, Cricket Kiss. Pumpkin, sorry, Jeff. We just don't get what we want. I want Obama to cry too. Yeah, I mean, Obama should be held accountable for his actions. All these people should. Mayorkas and everybody. Obama. Well, yeah, Obama, but Biden too. Biden should be held accountable. Hunter Biden should be held accountable. Because anytime we fuck up, we get held that day. As soon as they find out we stepped out of line, they come get us. And it doesn't matter what happens. You know, like we have to talk about all the time. You get pulled over for some shit you didn't do, and the cop's got a bad day and he's got an attitude and he's giving you shit, you still have to comply. You got to sit there and eat shit, and you got to go to jail, and you got to hire an attorney, and you got to sleep in a room full of criminals, and you got to eat with these fuckers, and you got to eat while they're taking shits and showers and peeing and everything else. And then you finally got to go to court. You got to do 3 rounds of that bullshit just to see if you get off the hook or if you go to jail for a long time. But if it's a politician, oh no, there's all kinds of excuses and blah, blah, blah. And what's even worse is you got people who is we the people defending this fucking bullshit. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to think about any of this shit. I'm just being entertained at this point. What's up, Muskie Boss? Happy freedom to you. Hey, thank you for being here, Metal Mouth. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peeled Evan, I hope to God Trump isn't a pedo, but damn it, be truthful about being on the island for a party. Yeah, and I haven't heard anything saying he's been at the island or that he's a pedophile or anything like that. I mean, the Dems say shit, but I haven't seen any evidence. I haven't seen anything that even really points to that direction. What's up, Chad? Happy freedom to you. Aco, they probably all blackmail each other. Yeah, that's what I assume. What's up, Tiger Jaw? Happy freedom to you. Goth, I know Trump was/is attracted to young women, like his wife, the models, pageant ladies, but I believe he draws the line at kids. He ain't a pedo. Yeah, I don't really think he's a pedo. Appeal to Evan. If Epstein stuff is going to be covered up, then why are we going after pedos? Why go after kids being trafficked? Because those aren't wealthy people doing it. Those are illegals doing it. Like, that's what I mean. There's 2 classes of people. There's we, the people who are held to the laws that get made on Capitol Hill, and then there's wealthy people. And wealthy people get to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And they're all in the same club. They're all hanging out with each other. So why would they let illegals traffic kids and bang kids if they want to be the ones trafficking kids and banging kids? Gangs do the same thing. You could say, why do gangs fight each other if they like the same things? They both like making money. They like having territory. It's because they're not the same team. That's why. Plus, it makes them look good. Ramsey, they could get Obama on conspiracy. Yeah, they could try. I don't know. It'll be, like I said, we won't know until things start moving forward. Butterfly, no accountability for anything. Yeah, and that's what we need more than anything is accountability. David, jail for treason. I think you need to check the Constitution on that. David, I think you need to check the Constitution on that. I fucking read it up. I know. You get death or 5 or more years in prison based on what you did to commit treason. So why don't you go look it up? What's up, Film What Matters? Happy freedom to you. Lone Wolf, well, once again, the bastards got off free. Yeah. I mean, we won't know until we get there, but we're getting close. Thank you so much, Guessum, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. I appreciate you, Guessum. Thank you so much for the support. It says, in memory of Bobby. Man, Bobby better make his way back to us. What's up, Polish? Happy freedom to you. Appeal to heaven, why are they being held in a higher bracket than us? Because they don't have rights. So they get to be, they're kind of like the preferred non-citizens. See, like, we have rights. We're like the fussy little stepkids and shit. And so they hate dealing with us because we're always talking about our rights and recording them and all this other shit. The illegals aren't like that. The illegals are being used for votes and all that kind of shit, right? Labor and all the things the Democrats love. And so they get to also do whatever they want to with them. Traffic them, murder them, keep them in detention centers, do whatever they want to with them because they don't have any actual rights. They have human rights, but they don't have citizenship rights. They have certain constitutional rights, but not all the rights that us as citizens have. So that's why they're preferred. If they could trade us out for them, they would, because they don't have the same rights and they don't have the same entitlement that we have. We grew up in America. We know what our rights are. We know what they can and can't do to us. Illegals don't give a shit about any of that stuff. Not at all. And so if they could get rid of all of the American citizens and fill the country with illegals, they would, because they could control those fucking people. They can't control us. They're not able to. The best they could do is brainwash us and get us to fight with each other instead of actually bossing us around, telling us what to do. If the country was filled with illegals, they could boss them around and tell them what to do because they don't have a leg to stand on. They can't legally purchase firearms. They have no real rights. And if the government wanted to crack down on them, they would just get cracked down on. And that's just all there is to it. So for the Texan, happy freedom to you. Nothing's going to happen to Obama. He's protected. Yeah. I want to at least see the people around him go to jail. I mean, it's not a win, but it's almost a win, you know? Meta, you're right. Someone should go to jail. It ain't going to be Biden or Obama, but maybe the others. Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of hoping on. At least they'll go to jail, you know? Everything else kind of seems figured out. We're just waiting for it to fully happen. But maybe the people around Obama will get arrested. I don't know. It's a badass American. Happy freedom. We still have more freedoms than the UK. Absolutely. I feel bad for the UK. We got more freedoms than Canada, too. Mr. Coffee, call me crazy, but I don't honestly believe Epstein is dead. I don't really believe he's dead either. Guess they got pot leaves over on Odyssey? I didn't know that. How'd you do that? Where did you find that at? I need Guess to teach me how to use Odyssey. My brain is not working. Well, I just dropped the classic. Just dropped the classic over there. David, Big Mike would enjoy jail. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, hikers murdered, killed in front of their children in Arkansas State Park. This is a weird story here. It's not good. I can only imagine what the children are going to be like when they grow up. considering they had to witness their parents dying, but it's weird that they don't tell us how they died. There's a bunch of weird stuff about this story. Either way, I got ahead of myself here. Real quick, let me drop this link in the chat. Let me tell you about our friend Larry. Our friend Larry is in need of a kidney transplant, and he could really use our help. So I put together a page for him over on the website. It has all of his information, details, and story, as well as some links. So if there's any way you can help our friend Larry, please check out this page. Like I said, it's got all of his details, and he could really use our help. All right, getting back into this. Like I said, hikers murdered, couple killed in front of children at Arkansas State Park. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
I do want to take you out to another developing story that we are covering, this one out of the Arkansas area, as police in Arkansas are searching for a suspect in the deaths of a couple who investigators said were attacked while on a wooded walking trail with their two very young daughters. Clinton David Brink, 43 years old, and Kristen Amanda Brink, 41, were found dead Saturday at Devil's Den State Park, that's over in Washington County, in a suspected homicide. That's according to Arkansas State Police, and you see their photos right there on your screen. Now, their daughters, who are 7 and 9, were not injured and are being cared for by family members. Officials describe the killer as a white male wearing dark shorts, a dark ball cap, sunglasses, and fingerless gloves. He was seen driving toward a park exit in a black four-door sedan with a license plate partly covered by tape. The car, possibly a Mazda, may have been traveling on State Highway 170 or State Highway 220 near the park in a rural wooded area with limited cell phone service. Again, all of this here is according to police. I do want to pop this up on your screen. This is coming from Arkansas State Police once again, as they do say a couple who was killed at Devil's Den State Park on Saturday, July 26th, 2025, was hiking with their two young daughters when they were attacked. The girls, who are 7 and 9, were not injured and are safe with family members. They are providing updates here, not quite in a news conference just yet, but for now, essentially just putting out these statements. Now, they did follow it up with the victims have been identified as Clinton David Brink, 43, and Kristen Amanda Brink, 41, who recently moved to Prairie Grove from another state. Again, investigators are saying this does appear to be a homicide. Shay Lewis, the secretary of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, said rangers had stepped up patrols there at Devil's Den after this. In a statement, Lewis said, quote, "Our hearts are with the victims' loved ones during this incredibly difficult time. The safety of our visitors and staff is our highest priority, and we are working closely with Arkansas State Police and various law enforcement officials as the investigation continues." Investigators have asked for potential witnesses to review photos and videos from the park, which is located south of Fayetteville. There was no information at this point about a possible motive. Officials said the victims had recently moved to Prairie Grove from another state. Their bodies taken to the state crime lab, where the manner and cause of death will be determined. Again, an active investigation here. You can see this photo of the couple on your screen. Their daughters, 7 and 9 years old, were with them as they were killed.
Okay. Like I said, they don't tell you how they were killed. They don't tell you if they were stabbed or if they were shot, if they were hit with a rock. I mean, they just don't tell you how they were killed. Unfortunately, they were killed in front of their children, a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, but they were left unharmed. And it says that they had just recently moved to the area. They have a 7 and a 9-year-old together. I assume they're both mom and dad by the way they were wording everything. So that means they've been together for a while. But they moved from a different state to this location, went in the woods, randomly got smoked. The kids were left unharmed. Nobody's got a motive. It makes me think that it's somebody from their past life. Like, I wonder why they moved. They moved for work. They moved because they were in a bad neighborhood. They moved because they were having problems with the ex-boyfriend or something like that. Like, was her husband gay in a different life? And, you know, disgruntled love and all that? It's hard to say, but that seems like the most probable to me. Otherwise, was this guy just looking for somebody to kill in the woods? He's like, this would be a good place to kill somebody. We'll just wait. And he just waited for these randos to go by, decided not to kill the kids. I don't know. very weird. Either way, next up we got the last little bit of the news. This is Lefties Losing It. It's titled Crazy Cry Bully Calls on America to Do Bad Things to President Trump. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you Hooligans think about these hikers being murdered. Snooks, it sounds like a targeted killing. Yeah, definitely. Russell, I've hiked the Devil's Den State Park. My dog met a bat in the Devil's Den cave. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I've never checked out any caves, so to speak. 10-man active shooter in Manhattan just came across my phone. Interesting. Let me take a look, 10-man. Real quick, like. Active shooter situation is unfolding at the Blackstone building in Manhattan. Suspect is armed with an assault rifle, which could be any rifle because they're all assault rifles. Has reportedly shot at least one person, possibly a police officer. NYPD has locked down the area with about 100 people sheltering in place. Police officer was reportedly shot by a suspect armed with an assault rifle in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. The incident is unfolding at Blackstone building. Did Hyena Harris write that fucking article? Because that shit was speaking forwards and then backwards. All right. Well, I guess it's unfolding right now. It's currently developing. Guess he's got an AK. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. Says boobs for Bobby. Where's Bobby? Yeah, we gotta type boobs in the chat. We gotta summon Bobby. I don't know where he's been. It's been a while. He's been missing for a while. We need to stick him on the back of a milk carton or something. Thank you so much, Energy Woman, for $11 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Energy Woman. Thank you so much for the support. Says appreciate your hard work. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you, Energy Woman. What's up, D-Man? Happy freedom to you. Goth, meth head murderer, serial killer. You mean for the hikers? It could be. They said he was weird looking. I think he's weird looking. They didn't say he was weird looking. They said that he was a white dude. He had a hat. He had sunglasses. He had a backpack. They might not mention backpack in this video. I watched 2 or 3 videos on it. But he had a backpack on. I think they said white shirt, shorts, gloves with the fingers missing on the gloves. Was he a biker? Was he like was he a bicycler? That's what it kind of sounds like. Somebody would ride a bike. But they said he was in a possible Mazda 4-door sedan, dark colored with duct tape or electric tape partially covering the plate. So I don't know. I don't know if the duct tape means that he drove the car with intentions of committing crime, so he hid part of the license plate, or what. It's a very weird story. What's up, Bill Dozer? Happy freedom to you. Guess it wasn't 2 guys wearing MAGA hats carrying bleach? No, not this time. We'll see what they say about it tomorrow. Crit Kiss. Find 1 boob with 3 nipples. Works as well. If you say so. I'm not going to argue with that. Yeah, let's see. Boobs for Bobby. Told to carry a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Yeah, most likely. I don't know how you smoke somebody in front of kids. I don't know. Pager Dad, I still have a Trump sign in front of my house in deep blue Illinois. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck all those people. They can get all mad by the Trump sign. They're rattled by almost everything. Appeal to Evan, weird to leave witnesses. Yeah. I'm thinking, I don't know, either the person was off his meds and was just looking to attack somebody in a convenient area and they happened to waltz by and he just had enough morals to not kill the kids, or they really hated the parents of those kids and they went and got them and they couldn't help the situation, but there was just children there. Maybe they were never without their children. And so when they decided to go after them, they knew that they weren't going to smoke the kids. D-Man, I knew 2 brothers that saw their dad get squished by a bus when they were 7 and 8. They struggled in life badly. Yeah, well, I could imagine. When you're young, your parents are like your biggest superheroes. So if you see their demise, you're learning at an early age nobody's coming to save you. And like, there's adults that can't handle that. So yeah, I couldn't imagine being a child and have to go through that. Ramsey, unless Trump turns a lot of things around really fast, we're going to see a ton of community justice done against criminals. Yeah, Ramsey, I'm thinking so too. I'm surprised that it's not more prevalent than it is, but I just think the news doesn't cover it because it would encourage people to do it. Like if you're just sick of living in a crime-filled area, then, you know, do something about it. And I think that that's what the news would kind of unintentionally portray if they were to cover vigilante justice. And I think it's happening, but I just think that they don't advertise it. Same thing about, like, they never tell you how many times 911 gets called versus how many times the crime gets solved. It's because they want you to believe that having police in your area means you're safe, when in reality most crimes go unsolved. And like, if you knew that, you'd be a little bit more, I don't know, about protecting yourself. You would feel stronger about it if you didn't think that, you know, if you didn't have the safety blanket inside your head thinking every time I call 911 they're going to catch the bad guy. And it's like, nah, the numbers aren't that high. Like, they're just not. And where you live matters too. I live in a small town, so if somebody commits crime that's a local, almost guaranteed they're getting caught. But if it's someone from out of town, I almost guarantee someone in town will get blamed for it because they're so used to who the troublemakers are. That's the bad thing about living in small towns. If you live in a big town, they don't really have anyone to blame specifically because there's so many people that they go after every day. But at the same time, there's so many people that they don't catch most of them. Ramsey, or he was on his meds. Let's see. And things go the way they go with that stuff. Yeah, hopefully we can get a follow-up with the hiking killer situation because it's weird. And we don't know how they died. That's the other weird thing about it, is why didn't they tell us how they died? They just wanted us to know they died in front of their kids. They don't want us to know how they died. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. Chad, police mostly gather evidence after the crime happens. They don't stop much crime before or as it happens. Yeah. They don't even really do that well at gathering evidence afterwards. It depends on what they're there for. Well, we're not going to talk about that. I've seen the lack of officers doing their job. Doesn't mean they're bad cops, but I don't know. If you're having a bad day, life's really hard, it's really hot outside, are you going to work really hard, or are you going to just try and make it through the day? You know, because it's their job, and they're at work, just like every other American feels how they're at work. And so if they feel like slacking off, they will. And it just sucks because their job's important, but it's not just cops, it's everywhere. Look at how Capitol Hill runs. Right? Congress just took 20 days off or 28 days off or some shit for vacation. When was the last time you got to take 28 days off for vacation? You know, so it just is what it is. Yeah, Goth, I'm hoping that we get a follow-up so we can figure out exactly what happened there, because it's a really interesting story. What's up, Burn Pile? Happy freedom to you. Baddest American, they even sucker punched the old man and stomped on his head. You talking about the Cincinnati thing? There's a lot of people talking about that today. I can't show you guys the Cincinnati thing, but I'm sure all of you guys have seen it. I can't show you because YouTube and Twitch's community guidelines are made for children. And so maybe on Saturday we could show it. Definitely on Saturday we could show it. But I don't know. It's not in context, and I guess there's more footage out there. So I'm interested to see the new footage that's been released that kind of adds context before making any real opinions about it. But getting jumped sucks. I know that. Rusty, happy freedom to you. Chad. More like I haven't had a vacation in 28 years. Yeah, that's me. I've never gone on vacation. One day I'll have to go on vacation, but I can't afford it, or I don't have enough time off. Both. Oh, I try to, old to care. I try my best. All right, hooligans, we're going to get in this last little bit of the news, and then we got the fun stuff coming up. This is Lefties Losing It, and this one's titled Crazy Cry Bully. I don't remember hearing Cry Bully before, but Cry Bully calls on Americans to do bad things to President Trump, which is a really stupid thing to do. So either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
It's time for Lefties Losing It, and I've got some local loopy lefty content for you tonight. Oh, we've got our fair share of crazy down under. But first, here is Scottish actor Alan Cumming, who was guest hosting Jimmy Kimmel's show, and he seems determined here to be even more annoying and more stupidly woke than Kimmel. You know what is worse than one dumb analogy? 5 dumb analogies.
I happen to believe that there are actual superheroes in real life who walk among us. And these superheroes are called trans people. Because just like superheroes, trans people are born with something special and magical about them, and they often have to hide what's special and magical about them from other people. Like superheroes, they grow up in a society that doesn't understand them, that makes them the other and often hates them. Like superheroes, trans people just want the world to be a safer place, and they believe we should protect each other and live our lives in peace. Like superheroes, evil billionaires want to get rid of trans people for no reason whatsoever. And just like superheroes, trans people are not new. They've been around forever and they're not going anywhere, no matter how much this administration tries to make you fear them.
And that painfully unfunny and diabolically dumb monologue was not done yet. Not only does this weirdo see trans people as some sort of superheroes, he seems to think they are treated worse than criminals, worse than rapists. Indeed, he said that on TV, along with this lie about the president.
There is no evidence that trans people are a threat to women. There is, however, ample evidence that the President of the United States publicly brags about barging into beauty pageant dressing rooms and grabbing women by their p***s. Wake up, America! Why on earth would a rapist go to the bother of pretending to be trans in a country that actually treats rapists better than trans people?
Wake up, America. Gosh, I can't imagine why these late-night TV shows are not rating well. I can't imagine why Greg Gutfeld has an audience that is far larger than all of the others. Now to Australia, where a former reality TV participant turned Instagram influencer, Abby Chatfield, posted this on TikTok, calling on Americans to assassinate the president. This is gross.
Americans, when are you going to do it? Why isn't it already done? Every day there's another happening, right? Awful for your country. Awful, right? Why don't we redirect this energy to something else? You know? There's all these incels that are going, oh my so they go and do. You know what would actually make people respect you a little bit and make people want you? Is if you did it. Is if you did it. You get heaps of fan mail. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just do it.
Yep, unbelievable. And there was this demented performance from the same character calling on Americans to riot because apparently the election was rigged and they have no more democracy. Now, this sad little bully, cry bully, combination of crybaby and bully, actually has a following among young girls in Australia. That's the sad thing. She has a following, and that's why the Prime Minister sat down with her for a lengthy interview. Sat down with this.
Where's the protest? Stand the up. Do you understand that last night, the oligarch that was in charge of your government, he actually admitted to rigging the election. in a way. Obviously not explicitly, but he did say that without his help, the outcome would have been different.
What the
So
hell?
maybe we should stand up. Land of the free. You guys have no democracy left. Look, I hope it's not true. It's not guaranteed to be true. I understand that. But it's time to at least inquire. Yeah, it's time to at least ask someone and go, was the election rigged? Can we have a redo? Like, I feel like there have been a few signs pointing to some suspicious dictatorship, oligarch activity regardless of this. But I thought I'd see some protests, some riots, some chaos, some good old American freedom fighting.
Shut up,
Don't even know what to say about the unhinged rant or those completely unco dance moves. Is that what she was trying to do? You know, it was only a couple of months ago when Abby was crying hysterically, claiming another leftist feminist, Clementine Ford, was bullying her. Remember this?
Stop lying about my character and my intentions. Please stop dehumanizing me. Please, you can criticize my content, you can criticize my work, just I'm begging you to stop lying about my intentions and stop saying that I have a personality disorder. You don't know me.
Okay, now to an EasyJet passenger who became a lefty losing it mid-flight when his Trump derangement got the better of him. Thankfully, there were passengers on that flight who took matters into their own hands, but this dude is headed for the no-fly list.
Going to bomb the plane. Dead to America, dead to Trump. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar.
Oh my God. Sit down. Don't move.
And the dim, woke sports journalists never disappoint. They are so reliably predictable. Listen to how they framed this question to Baltimore Ravens head coach John Harbaugh. How they try to shame him for meeting with the US president, a leader of the free world.
Donald Trump has said, denigrating things about Baltimore, including people who want to live there. As a prominent representative of Baltimore.
Well, how you frame that question? I would frame the question like, you got a chance to go visit with the president, man. What was that experience like? It was amazing. It was awesome. And I promise you, I root for our president.
What a brilliant way to answer that question. And the Super Bowl winning coach wasn't done yet. This is how you handle the biased, bitter press.
My mom and President Trump, just seeing how he treated her was really meaningful.
Let's bring in Newsweek senior editor-at-large and Article 3.
All right, hooligans, that there is lefties losing their marbles, and man, they were fucking losing them today. I don't know. I've dated people that were doing what that one person was doing, where they were like trying to make a point and then start acting like a demonic possessed creature and then go back into talking and then start slithering again. It's like, oh, that should trigger the fuck out of me. Hit them. If they do that, you hit them. I don't know. Anyways, like I said, that is the last little bit of the news. We're going to be getting into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. We got our two funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Simply Witchy. It's titled, Finally a Trend That I Can Do. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Tiger Jaw, and it's titled, Mondays Are Hard. All of that's coming up next, but first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these lefties losing it. Snooks, I don't have a disorder. Thank you for letting me know, Snooks. DCat, when does it the left left lose it? Honestly, look at Antifa. This makes me want to go back and make punches in the face great again. The Antifa people have been going crazy because they've been getting infiltrated. The ones in Portland that hang out at the ICE Center every night, they've been getting infiltrated, and so now what they do when they gather every night is they unmask each other to make sure that they're actually Antifa and not infiltrators. Because I guess like independent journalists and shit were throwing on black bloc gear and going in and hanging out with them, and eventually somebody had got caught. There's been a couple independent journalists that get their ass whooped over the last 2 weeks trying to infiltrate Antifa and all of that. And then in the voice chat, not last Friday, but the Friday before that, we had 2 incidents that we covered where Antifa's pulling their tits out. The one, they were sitting there pretty much topless with their tits out, but it could be shapeshifters, so you don't know if those are girl boobies or not. And then the other one we covered, they were completely naked. That was a girl. They were full bush, wandering around with like a black bloc mask on around all the Antifa and stuff. So they're losing it even more than they have in the past. Told to carry, you gotta carry that holy water. Yeah, and bear mace. You gotta get the gel stuff. What's up, Sergeant Tripod? Happy freedom to you. Yes, very nasty. You are not wrong. Chad slapped the crazy out of him. You're gonna hurt your hands doing that. You're gonna need a shovel. Fuck. Yeah. That's why you gotta discipline your kids so they don't grow up to be like these fuckheads. Chad, that's got to be fake. Are you talking about the guy in the plane? I thought it was old 911 footage, but I guess not. Chad, completely nuts. They are. They're completely off their rocker. Half the stuff I can't read out loud. Not while YouTube's watching. Matt Rogers, unfortunately, the nude shit is legal in Portland. That sucks. Because a lot of people were saying that. A lot of people were asking, like, how is that not indecent exposure? The federal agents are right there. Met a naked Antifa, oh dear. Yeah, just imagine what that smells like. You're like, why does the meth smell so sweet? It's not good. It's not good. Burn Pile of the Society in the movie Hunger Games is exactly where this country is heading. Rich elite city freaks making the hillbillies fight to the death in an arena. Yeah, the arena is blue cities. What's up, Mr. Lynn? Happy freedom to you. Parabellum, the moment somebody screams about snack bar, I'm jumping them. Should be illegal as yelling fire in a movie theater. Yeah. Well, I think it means bless God or something like that. But yeah, the only time you seem to hear it is when disaster is happening. Zero. Newsmax saying perpetrator on the 33rd floor, self-inflicted gunshot wound, Manhattan shooting. Interesting. Well, it seems like that problem solved itself. Thank you for letting me know, Zero. Matt Rogers, Portland has an annual nude bike ride downtown. Jesus loves us. What's up, Shroomish? Happy freedom. Totally care. We got more guns than they do. We do. Pumpkin, no thank you. You don't want nude Antifa? We were going to send them over to sing happy birthday. Guess that's the shooter? You know he had just beat GTA 5 before he left the house. They're saying that's an AK? I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the front of it's like. Maybe it's a sling in the way. Weird. Weird. Alright, hooligans. We're going to move forward here. Like I said, we got the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Now I'm going to grab Cat Daniels really quick. We're going to open the advent calendar. Come here. Come here, you big fatty. Oh, Jesus loves us. Look at this. Look at this cat. Look at this cat right here. Sit your booty down. Yes. Lay it down. Oh, I know. I woke you up. Lay the butt down. We're going to open some cat toys. And it don't make sense to do that without a cat. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, opening today's door of the advent calendar, sent by Tori Wayne. And today is day 16, getting down to it here. Bam. Day 16. Oh, it was actually going to focus that time. Come on, you piece of shit. Well, good enough. Either way. Are you ready? Are you ready? Do you know? You have any idea? What is this? I like it. If you don't like it, I'm keeping it. There you go. What do you think? What do you think? It makes noise. He's like, you woke me up for this? Ah, come on, man. You ain't that damn tired. You work hard last night? Huh? Be okay. Be okay. Jesus loves us. Thank you, Tori Wayne. I appreciate you. All right, hooligans. Getting into these funny videos here. First one was provided by Simply Witchy. Let's get this pulled up. All right. Like I said, this is provided by Simply Witchy. Would you go on? I'm trying to do stuff. Go on somewhere with your toys. This is titled, Finally a Trend That I Can Do.
That's cute. Watch this. What's up? Beat that.
Hell yeah. All right, getting into our official funny video of the day. Could you imagine me lifting that Klaus up like that? Big Klaus Daniels. All right, this one is provided by Tiger Jaw. This is titled, Mondays Are Hard. Damn. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm gonna grab this Linktree link really quick. We're gonna drop it in all the chats. We're gonna read through them. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then of course we will be raiding out over on Rumble. So we're gonna have to figure out who we are raiding. What's up, Kicks? Happy freedom to you. Come on, post. There we go. All right, hooligans, there is the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, we'd really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through. We're going to do the pledge, and we got a Rumble raid coming up. Zero. They're showing a woman in handcuffs being escorted away from the scene. They're running her down the street. Interesting. Guess looks like an AR to me. Yeah, it looks like an AR to me too. But if they put the right stock on it, it'll look, similar. It's the magazine that really makes me think it's an AR, but who knows? Tool to Care, wishing you a cool night, hooligans. Well, I appreciate Tool to Care. Wishing you the same. Oh, thank you for being here, Pumpkin. Much love to you. Appreciate you lurking, Kicks. Told her, you got this. I mean, could you imagine that? Lifting Cat Daniels on my shoulder? Probably break my shoulder. Ghostly, don't try this at home, Jeff. I know. We're going to have to hide the wires. We're just crane him up and just make it look like I'm lifting him. Chad, the magazine looks straight, though. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Chad. Meta, handsome Gordo kitty. Meta, rubber bullets and naked targets. Antifa really are dumb. I don't know how the feds missed the opportunity to shoot some pepper balls at some naked Antifa. Seems like that opportunity would be too good to pass up. Mr. Lynn, now that's a putty tat. His guy's like half the size of Klaus Daniels. All right, hooligans, it is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, let's figure out who we are rating today over on Rumble. Let's get this pulled up real quick, like. Oh, let's see. Have we rated this person before? I don't think so. They've been alive. They've been live for about 2 minutes, I guess. It might be the time to raid them. I don't remember following them, but let's go ahead and do the thing. I don't think we've ever rated them before, so hopefully this goes well. This is Nelly Bean, and we're gonna give them a raid. We'll see how they feel about it.
Dream hack? What's that? Brain's broken. Hello, Jeff Mac. Oh. Oh, no. Halloween. Thank you for the raid, guys. No, I'm not going. Is it fun? Have you been to it before? Thank you for the follow. Get some, Jay. Raiders in the house. What is it about?
Well, hooligans, we definitely just doubled her chat. Good raid, you hooligans. I don't remember following her, but either way, at least she acknowledged the raid, which is good. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom to you. Showed up right at the end here. Either way, we're going to read through really quick, but we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through, wrapping her up. Appreciate you being here, Matt Rogers. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for stopping in, Cass. Oh, no worries, Goth. No worries. I don't like the shapeshifters either. Met a nice yard. I have no idea what she was playing. Burn Pile, yeah, we just raided. It went alright. That's probably what it's like when people raid me. I wish I could be like Cat Dog and be all like, I'm raging and stuff. I can't. I just don't have that kind of energy. Cat Dog cracks me up. Him and Rotella, They both are full of energy. Guess I know, yeah, I agree. I agree. She seemed nice. At least she acknowledged us. 'Cause sometimes people don't. Or they hate. They give us the hate in response. God, do the scene from Dirty Dancing with Klaus. Hoist him with both hands over your head and spin. No, he would... He's not Helicopter Klaus. He would take me out. He would take me out. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans. Like I said, we are wrapping this up. But we'll be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I really appreciate all of you guys being here and helping me cover the news. And helping me make the news suck a little less. I really appreciate all of you guys. Definitely go enjoy the rest of your day. I think Klaus Daniels is tearing my curtains up. Stop it. Stop it. Anyways, gotta throw the chapstick at him. It happens. Anyways, go enjoy the rest of your day. Find yourself some good food. I'm going to try and do the same. I'm going to make my second attempt at cooking chicken once again. Because last time I did it, it surprisingly came out well. And I need to know, was that just a coincidence? Did that just happen? Was it a fluke? I don't know. I'm going to try and cook some chicken. Come back tomorrow to hear how it went. Either way, enjoy the rest of your night. I appreciate you guys. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you guys, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.